This is Mr. Elmhorst with the help video for the rational number conversions homework assignment. So first we're going to look at the part to total situation over here in the graph and come up with the percent. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the total blocks here would be 5 by 10, which gives you 50. And then the shaded in is going to be 10 and 3, which is 13. Percent is a fraction out of 100. So we go down here to our percent fraction, and we can do an equivalent fractions table or chart here. And an easy factor of 50 would be multiplying by 2. 50 times 2 and 13 times 2 would give you your percent fraction. So 26 out of 100 would be 26%. So looking at the model over here, what fraction decimal percent is represented in the model? There's one shaded out of 1, 2, 3. So the fraction is going to be 1/3. And this would be 3 out of 9. And then that would be a remainder. If you're trying to get to 10, this would be 3.3 out of 10. Or out of 100, it'd be 33.3 out of 100. So as a decimal, we'd have 333 thousandths. Percent, we move it over one spot, and that would be 33.3%. So next one, we got 2/3. Okay, here's 1, here's 2, and then that's 1, 2, 3. 2 parts out of 3. Out of 9, that would be times 3 times 3, that would be 6 out of 9. And 9 is pretty close to 10. This would be 6.6 out of 10. And then out of 100, we'd have 66.6 out of 100, which is 666 thousandths. And as a percent, we move it over here, 2 decimal place values, 66.6%. What fraction is simplified? What is the fraction in simplest form that represents 82%? So as soon as you see the percent goes over 100. So we put 82 over 100, and then you can start to simplify. If you divide both of these by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, that's going to give you 41 over 50. Well, 41 over 50 cannot be simplified any further, so now you are done. What decimal represents 4/5? Well, the decimal value is out of tenths, hundredths, or thousandths. So if we take the fraction 4/5 and we change it to tenths, how many would we have out of 10 if you have 4 out of 5? What would it be? Times 2 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10. 4 times 2 is 8. And that would be 8 tenths, or what would you have out of hundredths? Times 10 times 10, you'd have 80, or 0.80 hundredths for the decimal value. So the percent as a decimal, 77%. 77% means 77 out of 100. 77 out of 100 is 77 hundredths. All you do is move the decimal over 1, 2 decimal place values. Decimal to percent, we're moving it over 1, 2 decimal place values. And then you put the percent symbol on there. So that's going to be 0.09%. 35 hundredths as a fraction, 35, and then you're going to write it in hundredths place value. And it looks like you can divide both of these by 5. So what's 35 divided by 5? 7. And what's 100 divided by 5? 20. So we got 7 out of 20. And we got 70%. As soon as you see the percent goes over 100. And then we simplify. This one is kind of an easy one. Divide by 10, divide by 10. 70% would be 70 over 100 or 7 over 10. Number 10 is the one that I had the most common questions on. So there's strawberries, bananas, and a bowl. Strawberries, bananas, and a bowl. So in order to get the percent of the bowl, we need the bowl total and we need the bananas. So first things first, percent goes over 100. And then bananas is the part. How many total fruits will we have in the bowl? Here's 12, here's 8. How much together? We're going to have 20 fruits in the bowl. So we got 8 banana and 20 fruits in the bowl. Now we can use our factors of 100 to help us get the percent. What do you multiply 20 by? 20 times 5 is 100. 8 times 5 is 40. So what percent is bananas? Here it's asking for the decimal of this percent. We're not using the 300. It's just converting it. So 56%, 56%, in order to change it into a decimal, we take the percent away, which means dividing by 100. 56 hundredths is equal to 56 hundredths. 1/5 of the students in a room had their homework. What's the percent? Set it up. If you have 1 out of 5, how many would you have out of 10? 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 2 is? So you'd have 2 out of 10. And if you had 2 out of 10, how many would you have out of 100? 1/5, 2/10 times 10 times 10. What percent is that? 1/5 is also in your benchmark fractions in the back of your notebooks.